Hey, it's James from Finney Electrical, and on today's video we're installing this jungle Zappi. Let's get into this. Right then, so we've got an interesting one then. So we've got this little Zappi. So it's a Zappi untethered, so that means it doesn't come with a lead. So the customer's gonna pull up, they've got no cable attached to the Zappi, and you basically just get your lead out, which you normally get if you go to a car park or whatever, plug it into your car, and that's it. So some people like the sleek design, not seeing any cables wrapped around it when you're not using it. But yeah, I'll show you the Zappi. So this is the Zappi then. So it's a 7.4 kilowatt, or 7 kilowatt. So it's basically a fast charge electric vehicle charger, if we can get it open. Yeah. There we go. So you get a little template then for your cable entries and your fixing holes. This is your little Zappi then. So you got a little front cover that goes in after, so you can get it in white and you can get it in black. So we've fitted loads of these. Got a little CT clamp, we'll explain what that does later. Got some fixing screws. And then we've got the, there you go, that's the untethered Zappi. So it's super light without the cable attached to it. But yeah, that's what we're going to install then. So essentially that's your socket. So it's a type 2 connector, and that's what actually charges your car. So I'll get that open later, but that's what we're installing. And then we're going to use some special type of cable, so we'll show you that next. Here we go then. So this is the EV Ultra cable. So this is the oh, very zoomed in here. This is the godsend. So yeah, you got 3 cores, and then you got your data within, and it's an armoured, so it can take any. It's got a good impact rating. It's quite heavy actually. But yeah, so that's got to run. The charger's going to sit there, and that's got to run in all the way. So the customer's going to do the groundworks. That's really zoomed in, isn't it? So the customer's going to do the groundworks. Yeah, this is narrow mode for the GoPro. Yeah, so the customer's doing the groundworks. First going to lay it in the bush. He's going to dig it in later, and then we're going to clip it round. You'll see it shortly. But yeah, it's an absolute basis. So without that, you'd have to use like a wireless. So Zappi it's called a Harvey. So basically you can extend the CTs using this box, and you can go up to like 70 meters, but the charger's there and the run's about 50 meters or so past the house. I don't think it'd pick it up. So this essentially will extend that CT within the car, so it's nice and neat. There's no data cable attached to the side of it or whatever, and it's brilliant. But you can get it in a 2-core, you can get it in this kind of data cable with 4 pairs. So I'd recommend getting the data cable, because if the customer goes for solar in the future, you better put like an extra clamp on, and it'll measure the solar essentially, and then you can then pull that excess solar generation that would go out to the grid into your car. So, but if it was 2-core, it'd just do the CT clamp bit and just measure the load of your house. So always put the data cable in if you can. Right, we'll get Ellis to roll this out then. So he's just going to run it back and forward, and then we'll start running this in then. So like I said, this charger's going to sit over here. I'm going to do a little trick with the Zappi, which you might like if you install these. But that's going to sit there like that, nice, neat and sweet. Rear entry through the wall, and then the cable's going to disappear into the hedge. And checkertrade.com. That's the little jingle from Checkertrade. So the tip is, what we're going to do, take the cover off. We're just going to wire it up on our plug top, because when you power these up, there's about like a half an hour update that you got to wait. So if you can get it on a plug top, just plug it in near the Wi-Fi, set the Wi-Fi up, and then allow it to download all the updates. So it'll do like update, and it'll be like 0%, and it'll go all the way up to 100, and then go packet B, and then it'll go 0 back to 0 again. You're like, no, and then it does the full alphabet, and then it goes like A, B, A, C, and yeah, it takes about half an hour to do. So yeah, great tip. So we're going to put that on the plug top, get it plugged in, and then we can do the updates. Here we go, here's the plug top tip then. So 3 fingers, so for you adult learners or young apprentices. So just nibble around it, and then bend straight. So for a plug top then, it's only 1 finger, which is there, and then 2 fingers for your neutral, which is there, and then your earth is 3 fingers, and that should be the perfect length to fit in a plug top. So I don't know if you can even see. Obviously, line will go in there, perfectly fits. Neutral will bend round into there, perfectly fit, and the earth will just tuck in nicely. Hello. Yeah, this is the magic sauce then. So Zappi's plugged in, let's get it connected to Wi-Fi and get all the firmware downloaded whilst we run the cable in. Genius. So the setup then, for those who don't know, so you get to this window eventually where you've got to type in the Zappi's, it basically gives off a Wi-Fi signal. So you log in on your phone, you type in the password, and then it'll pop up the screen, and then you select the customer's Wi-Fi, type in the customer's password, and then through your phone, the Zappi gets the Wi-Fi code and logs in to the customer's Wi-Fi. There we go. There we go, so we've tapped in the customer's password and it will basically link up and connect to the internet. So at that stage then, what it's going to do then, it's going to call out to Zappi headquarters, and it's going to assign this its own SN number, it's called, and registration number. And then basically you type that into the customer's app and then it'll appear on the phone, nice and easy. So to find that then, so if you're on this option window, go to information, and if you're on the second page, so registration, and that's the reg SN number, that's the registration code. You type that in and you can view your charging, set your schedules, pick priorities. If you've got like solar diverters, that'll heat your hot water for free or charge your car for free. So there's loads of stuff you can do with it. Right, let's get this cable running then. So it's going to go all the way down here to the charger. It's a bit of a run. But yeah, that's going to come through here then, and then the only place we can do it is just to basically cleat it around here, all the way, and then come up there and then through. So yeah, a bit of an interesting one. Yeah, he's going to do his own groundworks once he does his hedge. So he'll get that buried in. But yeah, it should look alright once it's all tucked away nice and tidy. What's it? Can he do it? Oh, no. We've got the human bobbin. We call him Robin. Oh, no. Right, let's get him pulled in then. Up we go then. So you take him past going out. Look at this, the life of electrician. I've got a head mount on at the moment, look. Hello. He's done it. Look at this, a bit of a electrician's view. He's going. Yeah, just send it all the way to the top and then we'll tide it in after. But yeah, it should just be long enough. Well, it's a bit of a tasty run. I can't remember if this is 6mm or 10mm we've ordered, but it's only doing 32 amps, so it won't be doing much. Run, Alice, run, run, run. Have we made it? Yeah. Right, we've got it this far then, so we're just going to pull it back so we can get it through that gate post nice and neat and sweet. So we want to keep it nice and flat, and then when it goes in, we don't want any twists. She'll get to the end and there'll be a big loopy loo if not. So it's 2 secs, Ellis. So it's either going to fit or we're going to have to, no, I think we're going to have to get this little, it'll be tight. I think we'll do that, and then we won't disturb any brickwork then, yeah. Right, should we just push that through a little inch at a time? Right, we'll just get that cable in then. So what we want to do, we've got this like little sticky out little step bit. So we can't go around the step because the cable hardly bends because it's really stiff. So what we're going to have to do is drill from this side and pop out this side. So I've just measured it out then. So if we give that a drill. So that's just popped out there then. So that's perfect. So that's a little pilot bit then. And if we up that to a 25, this cable will be able to slide through, so we'll have to pull it through a bit, give it a kick of 90, slap it back in, and then it'll work its merry way into the house. There we go, it's popped out nicely. So that is perfect shot. That's how we do it. So pass that through then, get that little 90 on. Well, we'll drill the holes first, get the cable through, and then we'll work it backwards. slap him through, get a 90 on, send him on his merry way, get him flipped in, job done. That's it. Lovely. Right, so what we're going to do is get the cable in here then. So it's going to come through into this section. So we've got a 200 by 200 square. If we go too far at the back, we're going to hit a gas pipe, which we don't want to do. So it's all render, so it might pop as well. So if it's, you can hear it's hollow. And there's more solid bits, hollow bits. So yeah, that might be an issue as well with render popping off. But we've explained this to the customer. But so we're going to put it off hammer. Just put it on the drill mode until it comes to, it drills in a little bit, and then we can hammer it. So we measured it out then. So in front of your box is there, 200 is there, so that's your back of your box. Then you got your gas pipes. The bottom of the box is about here, and then you got another 200. So your square is about here, which you're aiming for. It's going 300 in, so it's about a 25-degree angle we need to do, and slightly up to get you into this boxing section. So we're going to drill here then, so the cable will attach to this. Arc in and go through this hole in a 25-degree angle, slightly upwards. So wish me good luck. Yes baby, yes. Look at that. Right, so we'll update it. We'll up the drilled size to 25 then, and we'll get that sent through then. Master shots, man. But to do that then, so if you can't think of an angle, I can't do two things at once. But yeah, this is 300 you're drilling through. So 300 on here is about there on the boxing section. So what you have to do is look at how far you want the bit to move over. So if you know your boxing section here, then it's got to do that distance, yeah. So that distance is about here. So if you take your 300 and then shift it back your distance you want it to move to, and then kick it on there, that's your angle, yeah. So 45 will be about here. So it's halfway between 45 and 0. So that's about right then, yeah. So anything 45 would have popped out here. So anything less than 45, or like 30, anything less than 30 to 25 would have done that. It would have landed in this section. There we go. And now you know. There we go. Up to date. So that has took what about an hour, isn't it? Since we plugged it in.
Roughly.
Yeah, an hour to do the update. So yeah, it's good to get it in and get it doing. If you think you'd finished, you're not. You gotta wait an hour. So there we go. Little top tip for you. Get it unplugged. So whilst we wait then, Alice is going to whack out this RCD then. So if you look, it's AC RCD. See the AC wave. And then if you look at this then, you got the AC wave. Then you got some little boobs. So that means it can take 6 milliamps of DC current. So basically, if you've got electronics, you'll have your AC within the cable getting distributed at 50 hertz a second at between 0 and 230 volts, 0 minus 230 and so on. So that's what happens. It's also got a DC current, which is basically a flat line. So if you imagine voltage on the up of a graph over time, you'd have basically 6 milliamps worth of DC current. Now basically DC current will blind a AC RCD. Basically it won't trip, it'll blind it. It stops it working. So if you've got your car charger, which has got a lot of DC leakage or DC current, which gets put into the circuit, this can handle it. Basically, that was so bad explanation, wasn't it? But yeah, essentially this can handle it up to 6 milliamp of DC leakage. So that's why we have to install these for car chargers. So the regulation is it needs to be a double pole RCD. So that can be an RCBO that's got 2 poles, and this does, because it's a RCD main switch. So yeah, we're going to whack that out then, swap it over, and that way we don't have to put a full new board in, costing the customer more, and we don't have to replace that fuse board. So it saved the customer quite a lot of money just getting this little device put in. Look at that, and is it? Easy as that. Look at the sun, beautiful. Absolute blue skies. Now to nip out and get some, get a junction box which can fit a 25mm gland in. What else? get some cleats that actually fit, because the wholesalers give us some tiny cleats because they thought it was 6mm 3/4. It's not. It's got a data cable within, and it's basically the same size as like a, I don't know, 16mm or something. But yeah, look at this little. It's got a bit of spam and egg, and I'm very jealous because I asked for a crab mayo, and then when he said spam and egg, I'm like, oh, I should have got spam and egg, but so good. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Come here then. Hello. Hello. Hello, you. You waggly. Alright, we're back cooking, so let's finish off this hole and then we can get the cable through, start tacking it back. Alright, so whilst Ellis is doing that then, so yeah, it's annoying, this wall, if we follow that line, it ends up doing something like that. And it just looks wrong, doesn't it? Even though the wall's doing that. So we're going to have to just make it a straight line. If not, it'll just look wonky towards the bottom. So, there we go. Right, so Ellis is doing that. We're going to gland this into this big box then. So it'll be a 25mm gland. Like that. So that's throwing it. It's going to go here then. Something like that, and then we'll just make a hole through the side of there, make a hole through the side of the board, and then get his cables through there. So we'll have this 3 quarts for live earth neutral, and then we'll have the Cat 6 to extend the CT, so we'll show you that connection shortly. Right, I'm just offering him up then, so I'll just put a little mark on where the cable needs to come out and then come straight into the side of the box, and then we can cut a hole in this, like a 25mm hole, then multi-tool down the edges, and then we can get the cable into this, and then that should just slide on over. So we're doing a bit of joinery work, get his joinery hat on, cut, cut, cut. It's a nice little tip then, when you do your armoured, if you put it in backwards and give it a good turn it, you can see where it comes to. So you chop just in front of that, you get a nice tight fit on your armoured gland. So when you slide it on an edge like that should be nice. I'll have to trim around with a knife, but that'd be nice and snug that. Look at that, beautiful. Well, I got a new knife from the wholesalers. Check this little beast out. I thought it was just a little wincy one. Look at that. But it's also got this one. Look at that. That's super sharp. There we go. So great for armoured. Slice down it, and you're not going to knacker that blade. Do things. We've got that glanded in now, so we're just going to get a little banjo. Well, the banjo's on. There's a little nut from there, and so we can earth the braid in. We're not going to export the earth because it's got something called a PME system. So on the Zappi end, you don't bring the earth into it essentially. It's got a built-in protection, so you don't have to put an earth rod in, which is great. So we're just going to get this temporarily just offered up, so that's ready to go in. Line's going to be on end, so we'll do something like that, get that in, earth in. And then this is the data cable that we talked about. So I've just stripped the outer sheath in, so it's basically a shielded data cable. So look, they're all shielded individually. So we can get this over here and do a little joint here to extend the CT, so we'll show you that in a bit. Will the shoe fit? Will Cinderella go to the ball? Oh, oh, oh. Look at that. That's how we do things, see? Look at that, we've done it. So yeah, once fuse board covers back on, you'll just have a nice neat little thing into there. It's all earth and whatever. So we'll do the CTs later, because if we connect it up now, basically any current running through that, we'll get a little tingle out of these, which we don't want. I don't even know what voltage it is or whatever. But yeah, you get a little tingle out of these too if you connect it up before. So we're just giving it a little tidy then now, and then we're gonna clip the rest of that cable then. Ellis has done a great job of that. Look at that, comes out of there, around, through. As far as we've got it. There, you've got to put the time in to make it look good. So it's best you're going to get it, 'cause it doesn't bend at all this. So we'll get a nice little bend in there, and then around here, kick it round the corner, and then we're just going to tuck it in, and then obviously Mr. Customer's going to get that groundworks done when he can. This was supposed to be the jungle Zappi installation. I thought we'd have loads of time in the bush, which ended up being the Great Wall of China installation. But yeah, we've got that in then, so it's best we're going to do. It was doing what we've done then. It's a nice and low level. Obviously it's a cobbly thing, so it's best you're going to get really. We've got these nice tight bends in here. Yeah, about as good as you're going to get that really. And straight up and in. So yeah, it's not like you can dig that in, can you? Right then, me and Ellis are in the bush now, so we're just getting it. Just put one on the border, ready for digging. Get that down to the Zappi location, and we'll get him powered up. Oh, absolutely knackered. Yeah, it's just laid in loose now, but oh, I should get tidied up. Whew. Right then, to the Zappi end. Right then, so we'll just get the Zappi sorted. So what we've done then, you can take the little ribbon cable off here, just so you basically push down there, push down. This ribbon cable comes off, just because when you hold it up to mark, you don't want it really tugging on these pins really. So I've marked it out. So what I do is basically just push into where the fixings are going to be and make sure it's solid. If we move it over here, you see it's moving about. So you want to keep positioning it until you find somewhere nice and solid. So obviously we're going to fix that, get that fixed in there, and then gunge them up so we don't get any water in. And that's it. So this is the cable entry. So we're going to send the cable straight through to the back of here, gunge him up, and then that'll be this cable running to here, and that should be the Zappi fixed and wired up. Hey, the Zappi's on, the cable's through, so still the battery died, so we're just charging that. So we've got another 2 fixings, but whilst we wait, we'll get this wired up then. So because it's like a stranded, like really tiny strands, we could put a ferrule on it to get a better connection. If it was like the stranded where you've got like, it's almost like 2.5s twisted together, you shouldn't really put a ferrule on that, because you can't get a good enough crib and they just pull off. So don't do that. They can fit straight in. So and then we've got the CT to wire up. So the CT we're going to use there's 4 pairs. We're going to use brown and brown white just to go into CT 1 and 2. So we bang that in there, bang that in there. You literally just pull that and it opens it up and let go. That's it. And then on the other end we'll extend the CTs and show you how to do that. But yeah, let's get these ferruled and crimped. Right, so let's show you how to do a ferrule then. So get my little crimpy thing. So you're going to strip about, I'd say about 18mm-ish. Just give them a little crunch and a pull, and that strips it, and then just pull and twist, and then you get your little ferrule thing, your little wheel ferrule, and whilst you push it on you want to do something like that, and there we go, and it's just easy as crimp, and that's that done. Give it a little haircut, and that's it. So tug test, nice and tight. So L1 is that one, bob him in, and that's nice and tight. But like I said, if it's the stranded cable where you got like, it's almost like it's not tiny little strands, it's like 2.5 cable, and if you try and ferrule that, you don't get a good connection. But you have some losers that are like, everything has to be ferruled, and it's an extra connection, isn't it? So it doesn't really help, but it only helps for like tiny stranded really, to get a better connection. So all that I'd just not clamp onto much really, if it were to go into that terminal. Right, let's get him in there. So push, does a little click, and that's that solid. And I've already done the earth, so they can just hide up there. And then we've got this then, so this is the data cable. So we've got 4 different pairs. So we're going to use brown and brown white. So it looks like, you know when women get their hair cut, not air cut, air dyed. That's orange white. Looks like when they get foils, they get their hair dyed and that. But anyway, it's a shielded pair, so that stops any induction. Essentially, stops it. Inducing into the cable a current. Right then, let's get these two up then. So I normally do brown as positive and brown white as negative. So easy as that. And that's that sorted then. So try and tuck that away nice and neat. And then hopefully the battery's charged now, because the battery died. So we're still got to fix the bottom. I thought we'll wire it up, we'll still get it tested. And then, yeah. And then once the battery's... We got a battery yet? Oh hey, right, let's get him fixed. Unless it's come with a battery. There we go, so we've got live, neutral, earth. That matches the live, neutral, earth there. CT's extended, so like I said in the previous, we could connect in CT1, CT2 and CT3 if they wanted to use the other CT and attach another CT at that end to do the solar generation. So you can see how much you pull in. This will see how much you're actually generating, and it'll pull it into the car or a solar diverter. So but yeah, you best just push that in, and then these little claws just nip it in like that. So that's how we do it. So we'll get this lid back on shortly. We're just going to gunge up all the entrance holes, the screw holes. It's got these little pung things, but they're not very good. But I'm just going to gunge all the way around it so you can't get any water ingress, and then that'll be this side done. Right, let's see if we can do it swing-handed then. So I think top goes on first, and bottom just clips in. Nice and nice. Look at that, beautiful. Yeah, customer can come along, plug in there, charge his little electric car. How sick's that? So customer's just got to bury it in, and then jobs are good and really. So that's looking pretty suave. Look at that. Beautiful. CT time. So there we go, that's your CT. So it's got a little grid on one side, little house on the other. So obviously the flow electric would be that line cable, if you can see. So that's your line cable coming in. So that will be the house side, and the other side going that way will be the grid. So it needs to go on like that, but I won't do that quite yet, because it'll give me a little zap. So what I do, get these stripped the same length as them. What I'm going to do then is just twist those like so, bend it over, bang it in the way, go. If I can open it, there we go, that's that, nice and secure. Same again for this. So down there we wired brown as positive and brown white as negative. So we're just going to do that here. So with the red's positive and black's negative. So that's that. So that's that. So we're just going to hide that. And then normally we'd try and get it in like a little Wago box, but it's not going to fit in here because we're pretty limited. Yeah, it takes some doing to get it clasped in. So yeah, that's it then. So house is this side, grid's that side, and that is, you try and get it away from the other conductors so it can't interfere. So just tuck that down there, tuck that up there, out of the way. So like I said, normally we try and fit it in like a small Wago box, we're not going to fit it in there. And that's it, there we go. Got his earth in, we've got his neutral lid. We've earthed the braided, but we haven't exported the earth to the charger. So if it's like a metal case charger, you wouldn't export that if it's got kind of PME and protective main earth. And we've got some extra cable that we can use for some LED lighting. There we go, pretty cool. Right then, so charger is on, charger's working. So if you look at that then, we know the CT's right because we've got 0.3 watts, so 300 watts being used from the grid coming into the house. If you had solar, you'd see some arrows going toward the house. Oh, my voice is going. I think I need a drink of this. It's on fast charge, so when the customer charges the car, it'll be on full speed ahead. So we're now going to test it. So we've got the official My Energy charger, and yes, it is in the original box. I'm knackered. So we've got this end, plug in, and then we've got this end to plug in. You can do it. You should be that. Oh no. So, look. There we go. He's got that end. This is the official My Energy one. So we want. There we go. Oh, it's doing stuff. RCD checking, and it's now charging apparently. So that's because it's on charging mode. So you need to check it's actually it stops. So I'm going to flick it to just standby. Oh, it's pink. So there we go. And then we'll unplug it. So put it to the unplug, and now it's ready to unlock the cable, and you can you can pull that out then by pressing that plus. Come on. There we go. So you have to push in first, and then it lets it pop out. I can't remember last time we fit what do you call it? Untethered. Well, so that's how you do that then. So we've checked that function works. So now it's coming on to the testing then. So, boy, I'm falling over. So let's just unplug these then. So this breakout box thing's pretty cool then. So you can plug your earth in like that. Plug your neutral in. And then obviously it's just L1, isn't it? So there we go. So we should be getting some readings on here. Oh, charge now. Here we go. There we go. Now we should have some voltage. Charging. Now we've got power, I'm going to say. Yeah, then so now we're going to test it then. So we can do a no trip test. This is going to get us our ZS. Make sure we've got a decent reading. Alright, finally did it. It takes ages, this tester. So we've got a nice low reading there. And then what we're going to do now is do the RCD test. So bang it on there, 30 milliamps. We'll bang it on auto. So we just need the 1 times test now because I got rid of the 5 times, didn't I? So it needs to be less than 300 milliseconds. 300 milliseconds. So I'll press test then, and then it's just over to Ellis then. I'll get this on charge mode.
Press it now.
Run, Ellis, run, run, run. Right, Ellis should be there now then. So this needs to be under 300. There we go. So it's tripped 36.4. It's just resetting now. So it takes a bit long this test, but yeah, basically write down the highest number for 1 times. There we go then, so let's write down that 36.4 for the RCD, and that's it then. So RCD is working. It's a type A RCD, so it can handle the DC current, and everything's set up. The different modes are working, and everything's sealed off nice and easy. So I think we'll leave it at that then. There we go, that's the Zappi install, looking nice, neat and sweet. There we go, circle moment, this is where we start the video. So yeah, that's how you do a Zappi install then. So it wasn't quite the jungle Zappi, but it was a bit more Great Wall of China. But yeah, we got there, didn't we? So it took some doing just to get those nice little cable runs along the wall and making it look neat. Because basically, yeah, the bricks went along and then dips down. And do you go over the level of the brick, or do you go over the level of the floor? You know what I mean? So there's loads of aesthetical, is that even a word? Aesthetic choices to make when you're running cables. So I don't know what aesthetical is, dear.
Nice mustache, by the way. When puberty hits, that thing's really going to kick in.
There we go. But yeah, it's looking good. Look at that. But yeah, it's using 400 watts at the moment, so he's a high user. So that's all we got time for today then. So that's how we do a Zappi. If you've got any questions about how to do a Zappi, then let me know. If there's anything you'd do different, let me know in the comments below. I know especially the fixings that come with it, but I hate the fixings that come with any product. They're rubbish and they head round off when you try and tighten them. So we use our own, which are far superior. Anyway, right, if you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification, just poke it, and then we know when this next video is coming out. So that's always ever good for me, and we've got Ellis today, and have a good one. See you on the next one.